Some moments are not random, they are written in the stars long before we even realize it. And today, dear Leo, you have stepped into one of those moments. Welcome to Eternal Mindfulness, your sacred space where destiny whispers and the universe speaks. Today's message is not just another horoscope. It is a deep soul reading, crafted especially for you, Leo, to guide you through what could be the most pivotal day of your journey. Let me ask you, if one single day could change the course of your life forever, would you dare to listen to the signs? Would you dare to choose your light? April 28th is no ordinary day. It's what we call a danger day, not because you should fear it, but because the choices you make under its energy have the power to shift everything. A moment of recklessness, a single lapse in awareness, could detour you from the destiny you are meant to claim. But here's the magic: if you stay awake, if you walk carefully with your heart aligned, this day can become a bridge, carrying you into a future brighter than anything you have imagined. You did not find this video by accident. Somewhere deep within your spirit, you called for this guidance, and the universe, always listening, answered. Every feeling you experience today, every tug of intuition, every unexpected encounter, is a sign. Will you be still enough to hear it? I invite you now to drop a sacred angel number into the comments, the first one that stirs within you. And alongside it, affirm this powerful vow. I choose my light on April 28th. Before we move deeper, allow me to take a moment to express my profound gratitude for your presence here. Every like, every comment, every share, and every soul who chooses to subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness strengthens this circle of cosmic connection we are building. Your support doesn't just help this channel grow, it allows messages of transformation to reach those who are ready to awaken. Thank you, from the very bottom of my heart. Your energy fuels this journey, and it is an honor to walk this path with you. Stay with me, Leo, because what the universe is about to reveal today is nothing short of breathtaking. Trust me, you will want to stay until the very last moment, as the story of your destiny unfolds before your eyes. Now, take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's step into the mystery together. There is a profound truth that emerges when we stand at the threshold of something new. It is not enough to leap, we must leap with wisdom. The Fool arrives today not to mock our eagerness, but to illuminate it. Innocence, after all, is beautiful, it carries the fresh spirit of beginning again. But eagerness without awareness is like planting seeds in shallow soil. No matter how vibrant our intentions, without grounding, the first strong wind will uproot what we have hoped to grow. The Fool reminds us that beginnings are sacred, but they demand respect. They ask for our full presence, not our blind rush. And just as we ponder this lesson, the tower strikes with a thunderous roar, not to destroy, but to awaken. Many fear the tower because it arrives uninvited, tearing down illusions we desperately clung to. But if we look closely, we see that what collapses under its lightning is never what was real. It is the fragile scaffolding of pride, denial, and unchecked ambition. In every fallen stone, there is a story we told ourselves that could no longer hold our growing truth. The tower comes as a fierce form of mercy. It liberates us from what was never truly ours to begin with. Growth is not always gentle. Sometimes it demands we walk through the fire to see who we are without the armor. Yet amid the dust and echo of fallen towers, temperance appears, soft, steady, eternal. Like a clear river that smooths the sharpest stones over time, Temperance reminds us that healing is not an act of force, but of gentle, consistent return. Balance does not mean living without storms. It means learning to sail through them, to find the middle path between action and patience, between courage and caution. When we anchor ourselves in inner harmony, no external chaos can truly unseat us. Temperance is the quiet mastery of knowing when to move and when to wait, when to speak and when to listen, when to reach out and when to retreat. In many ancient teachings, this idea is beautifully reflected, the understanding that neither clinging nor rejecting brings freedom. True liberation arises from walking the middle path with mindful attention. Much like a bird flying between mountain peaks, we are called to adjust our wings constantly, responding to the invisible currents of life, not fighting them nor surrendering to them, but moving with grace. Today, April 28th, is not a day for rashness. It is not a day to force doors open or to cling to old structures that tremble at the foundations. It is a day to honor the new with caution, to accept the collapse of the false with gratitude, and to walk forward with deliberate grace. Every choice you make today shapes the momentum of the next chapter. This is not meant to burden you, it is meant to empower you. Awareness is not a chain, it is the wings of awakening. As you move through today's energies, ask yourself quietly, am I leaping because my soul is ready, or because my fear is pushing me? Am I letting go because something within me knows it is time, or because I am tired of waiting? These are not easy questions. They are the doorway to profound change. And the beauty is, you do not need to answer them perfectly. You only need to be willing to ask. Let this be the day you meet yourself more honestly than ever before. Let this be the day you walk forward, not faster, but wiser. Let your journey be a sacred dance between innocence, awakening, and balance, and in that dance, you will find not only survival but a deeper, radiant thriving that no tower can take away. There are moments when the heart opens so widely that everything feels possible, and yet, it is in these very moments that discernment becomes our greatest ally. After the crash of old illusions and the call to inner balance, the arena of love presents its own subtle tests. Today, Leo, the universe invites you to stand at the crossroads of desire and devotion, to gaze honestly into the mirror of your emotions without fear or judgment. A returning figure from the past, or perhaps the sudden arrival of someone who seems almost too perfect, may stir something deep within you. Old wounds may resurface dressed as hope, new attractions may bloom, glowing with a brilliance that tempts you to abandon caution. This is not a warning to close your heart, it is a gentle invitation to keep it open with wisdom. In times when feelings surge like wild rivers, the quiet, centered soul asks, am I loving with presence, or am I chasing the reflection of an old longing? True love does not rush to claim, it moves with grace, unfolding naturally like a flower opening to the morning sun. It does not demand immediate promises or grand gestures to prove its worth. When the right connection enters your life, it will meet you in the stillness as much as in the passion. It will recognize your light without needing to possess it. But the false glitter of unmet needs can sometimes look deceptively similar, especially when the heart yearns to be seen. It is said that one of the highest forms of love is to witness without clinging, to cherish without expectation. When we are clear within ourselves, when we are not seeking love to complete something we feel is missing, we become capable of truly seeing another, not through the lens of what we want them to be, but as they truly are. This is not detachment, it is pure presence. It is loving from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of hunger. Today's cosmic currents ask you to practice that presence. If someone from your past reappears, pause before reopening doors that once closed for a reason. If a new face dazzles you with promises, allow time and quiet observation to reveal what lies beyond the surface charm. Trust that what is real will never need to be rushed. Trust that what is aligned with your soul will not require you to abandon your intuition to pursue it. In the same way that a wise gardener does not yank at a sprout to make it grow faster, you are called to nurture connections with patience. Let them reveal themselves in their own time, trusting that what is meant for you will take root naturally, deeply, without force. By allowing space, you give love the air it needs to breathe, and in doing so, you protect the sacredness of your own heart. Ask yourself quietly, am I reaching out from fullness or from emptiness? Am I embracing because it feels right, or because I fear being alone? There is no shame in recognizing longing. The heart's vulnerabilities are not weaknesses. They are windows into our deepest capacity for connection. But to choose with wisdom is to honor both yourself and the other, not rushing, not clinging, but allowing. Today is a day when your heart, if guided by awareness rather than impulse, can step into a richer, truer experience of love, not the fleeting thrill of validation, but the enduring warmth of true connection. Trust your inner compass. Feel deeply, but see clearly. And know that the love destined for you will never ask you to lose yourself in order to find it. As the heart learns to navigate its desires with wisdom, the material world presents its own tests of discernment. Money, opportunities, and career moves shimmer before you now, much like mirages rising from a heated road. They invite you closer, whispering promises of success, validation, and freedom. But today, Leo, you are asked to look beneath the surface of these offers and see what truly lies within. When the Fool and the Tower appear together in the realm of finances and career, it signals a landscape where new paths open rapidly, but not all are meant for your highest good. You may find yourself standing before choices that seem golden at first glance, contracts that sparkle, job offers that sound too perfect, investments that promise quick rewards. Yet the wisdom of temperance reminds you, what comes swiftly and without foundation often collapses just as quickly. The key today is not to rush. Not because the universe seeks to deprive you of growth or success, but because true abundance, like true love, requires a solid ground to flourish. To build anything lasting, the roots must reach deep. Decisions made under pressure, whether fueled by fear of missing out or the hunger for quick gains, are often decisions made from imbalance. An imbalance, once seated, grows into structures too fragile to withstand the inevitable winds of change. Imagine standing at the edge of a great river. The water rushes fast, sparkling under the sun, calling you to leap. Yet the wise traveler knows that the river must be crossed at the right time, in the right place, with steady steps. Otherwise, what begins as a bold leap can end as a frantic struggle. This day, April 28th, asks you to be that wise traveler. Observe where the currents run strongest. Listen to the quiet warnings beneath the excitement. Feel where your body tightens in hesitation, where your breath catches, where your intuition whispers, wait. Patience is not hesitation. It is mastery. It is the ability to move with clarity rather than impulse. And clarity, like the still surface of a pond, reflects everything as it is, without distortion. When you approach your decisions from this place of stillness, you not only protect yourself from illusions, you align with opportunities that are truly meant for your soul's journey. The Tower reminds us that anything built on shaky foundations will eventually fall, but that this is not a punishment, it is a blessing. It clears the way for structures more aligned with truth, integrity, and real sustainability. In the same way, if you allow yourself the space today to question what feels rushed or overly dazzling, you give yourself permission to choose pathways that honor your future self, not just your present desires. There is an ancient understanding that true wealth is not merely the accumulation of external resources but the cultivation of inner stability. When your mind is calm, your judgment clear, and your actions deliberate, you become unshakable, regardless of market trends, external circumstances, or fleeting opportunities. Success born from such awareness not only endures but grows in ways you could never have planned. Today, let your power be your patience. Let your strength be your willingness to pause. Trust that the opportunities aligned with your deepest truth are not fragile. They will not vanish if you take the time to breathe, to listen, to consider. They will wait for you, just as the right door waits for the one who knocks at the right moment with an open heart and a clear mind. Move with care, Leo. What you build today, whether seen or unseen, sets the foundation for the chapter that is about to unfold, and you are meant to build it with wisdom, not haste. As decisions are weighed and discernment deepens, the real battleground today shifts inward. Energy, like water in a fast-moving river, can either nourish or overwhelm, depending on how we channel it. And for you, Leo, this day carries a rare intensity, a vibrant, sometimes volatile pulse that can ignite great transformation if honored, or cause needless chaos if left unchecked. You may notice an edge within yourself today, a spark that feels closer to the surface than usual. Irritations may flare up unexpectedly, impatience may creep into even the smallest moments. Excitement and frustration may mingle until it becomes difficult to tell where one ends and the other begins. This, too, is part of the dance between the fool's eager leap and the tower's shattering truth. When the old ways begin to crumble, our instinct is often to rush, to react, to push against the discomfort as if speed alone could outrun it. But what if the real power lies not in running faster, but in standing still within the storm? Ancient wisdom teaches that just as the ocean remains calm beneath its crashing waves, so too can the heart remain unmoved even when emotions whip fiercely across its surface. It is not about suppressing what you feel, it is about letting those feelings rise and fall without being swept away by them. Today is a perfect moment to practice that inner stillness, not to disconnect, but to deepen your connection to yourself. Limiting your exposure to chaotic or reactive environments will help. Surrounding yourself with calm, thoughtful spaces, even if only for brief pockets of time, will steady your center. Simple acts like conscious breathing, writing a gratitude list, or walking slowly among trees can tether your spirit back to the present. In each of these small acts, you reclaim your energy from the whirlwind of outer events. Energy, after all, is not something to be fought, it is something to be directed. A flame that burns out of control consumes everything in its path. But a flame that is tended with care can become a guiding light, offering warmth and clarity not just to yourself, but to others who find themselves lost in the dark. Today calls you to be the keeper of your own flame. There is also great wisdom in remembering that discomfort is not the enemy. Emotional intensity often arises at the threshold of important change, much like pressure builds before a river cuts a new channel. To sit calmly within that intensity, to neither cling to it nor fear it, is to allow the energy of transformation to move through you without distortion. It is an act of profound courage and trust. If you find yourself wavering today, return to this simple image. You are standing on a surfboard in a vast ocean. You cannot stop the waves, but you can adjust your balance with each swell. Some waves will lift you, others may knock you off. Neither defines you. What matters is your willingness to get back up, to breathe, and to ride the next one with a little more grace. Let this be your quiet mantra as you move through this day. I am the calm within the current. I am the light within the fire. I am the steady breath beneath the roar. When you remember this truth, no surge of emotion can carry you away from who you truly are. Instead, you ride the energy of this powerful day into greater mastery, resilience, and luminous strength. After mastering the currents within, the next gentle challenge of today lies in the invisible threads that connect you to others. Relationships, especially those that dwell closest to your heart, become particularly sensitive under these energetic skies. Like tuning a delicate instrument, even the smallest misalignment can produce a discordant sound, easily misunderstood by both sides. This is not a sign that your bonds are weak, but rather a reminder of how deeply your energies intertwine with those you love. Words spoken without full presence, reactions born from a passing frustration, or the reopening of old wounds that were never fully healed, all these can ripple outward today more strongly than usual. It's easy to forget how a simple comment, tossed lightly, can land with unexpected weight in someone else's heart. What feels like a passing breeze to you might be experienced as a storm by another. This is why the call to mindfulness today is so vital. To choose your words as carefully as a craftsman shapes a precious artifact, to listen not only to what is said but to what is not said, to pause before assuming, before reacting, before rushing to defend your viewpoint. If there are conversations you sense are likely to stir old tensions, consider whether they must truly happen today. Sometimes patience is the highest form of wisdom. Writing down what you wish to express can offer clarity, helping you sift through the emotional urgency to uncover the deeper truths beneath. And when dialogue is necessary, approach it like a ceremony, with intention, with respect, with the understanding that every word carries weight beyond the moment it is spoken. This day also offers you a rare window of clarity to see your relationships more honestly. In moments of emotional sensitivity, it becomes easier to discern who stands with you out of genuine love and alignment, and who may only be present when it suits their needs. These realizations may come gently or sharply, but either way, they are gifts. They allow you to recalibrate your circle, not out of resentment, but out of a deeper commitment to walk forward surrounded by those who nourish your light, not drain it. True companionship is not measured by how often someone agrees with you or showers you with affection during good times. It is revealed in their willingness to hold space for your growth, even when that growth leads you in new directions. It is seen in their quiet support when life becomes messy, not just when it is easy. Much like the teachings that emphasize the power of right speech, right association is equally vital. Surrounding yourself with those who reflect back your highest potential, not your fears. If you find yourself needing to let go of certain connections today, do so with compassion, both for yourself and for them. Release the need to explain, to justify, to seek approval. Simply bless them on their journey and trust that your paths crossed for a reason, even if that reason has now been fulfilled. There is a quiet strength in choosing your companions wisely. You are not closing your heart, you are creating the conditions for it to bloom more fully. Just as a gardener must gently prune away what no longer serves the health of the plant, so too must you tend to your own field of relationships with care, clarity, and love. Today, remember, not every connection is meant to last forever. Some teach us through joy, some through challenge, some through their departure. Honor them all, but choose to keep close only those who see your light and encourage it to shine even brighter. There comes a time in every journey when the path forward is no longer determined by circumstances, but by choice. Today, Leo, you stand before such a moment. April 28th is not simply a date on a calendar, it is a portal, an invitation, a turning point that calls you to step more fully into the life you were always meant to live. Not every change will feel easy, and not every decision will be obvious. But within every challenge you face today lies a sacred seed, a gift waiting for your courage to unlock it. As you move through the unfolding energies, allow yourself to pause and ask the questions that matter most. Am I choosing to react from fear, or am I responding from a place of trust and inner light? Am I allowing the external storms to define my peace, or am I becoming the lighthouse, steady and unwavering, regardless of how the winds may howl? These are not small questions. They are the very questions that shape destinies. And your answers, dear Leo, do not need to be perfect. They only need to be honest. They only need to come from a place that honors your truth, not your fears. Choosing light does not mean denying the shadows, it means refusing to let them control you. It means meeting the uncertainties of life with a heart that remains open, a mind that remains clear, and a spirit that remains unbreakable. Today, you have an extraordinary opportunity. You can step through this day not as someone who is tossed by the waves of emotion and circumstance, but as someone who rides those waves with wisdom and grace. You can become the one who sees through illusions, who moves with deliberate care, who chooses relationships and decisions that honor their soul's journey, rather than feeding their ego's impatience. So I invite you to make a sacred declaration right now. Type it below, not just for me, but as a witness to yourself. Backhand index pointing right, I choose awareness on April 28th, I claim my destiny. Let it be a moment of anchoring, a moment where you state clearly to yourself, to the universe, and to all unseen forces that you are ready, not just for any future, but for the one that aligns with your deepest truth and your highest light. If this message has stirred something within you, if it has helped you see your day or your path in a new way, I warmly invite you to like this video, subscribe to our Eternal Mindfulness family, and share this message with those you feel may need a reminder of their own power. Every action you take helps this light ripple out further, reaching hearts and souls across the world who are walking their own courageous paths. Thank you, truly, for being here. Thank you for the courage it takes to meet yourself in such honesty. Thank you for walking this part of the journey with me. Your presence is not only seen, it is deeply appreciated. And trust me, Leo, you will want to stay close, because what the universe has in store for you beyond this day is nothing short of breathtaking. Take a deep breath now. Feel the strength rising within you. The gateway is open. The universe is waiting. And your destiny, brighter, bolder, more radiant than you ever dared imagine, is already reaching back toward you. You are ready. You have always been ready. Now, all that remains is to step forward.